Hi, this is Kim. I wanted to do this video today because I have posted something on my Facebook page and my status update that has generated a lot of comments regarding the concept of marriage and this concept of for better or for worse. I posted this morning on my Facebook page that why do people expect moms to wear sweat? Just because I'm a mom doesn't mean I have to be bummy or not take care of myself. I had mentioned in that status update that one of the best pieces of advice that I've gotten in my life was from my grandmother at my bridal shower, who had said that one of the things to always remember is that women marry men they want to change, and men marry women that they don't want to change. And this is a piece of advice I've heeded since I've been married, or since I got married 14 years ago, and it's something that I try to remember each day of my marriage. So, at the end of my status update, I said, so women lose the sweats and be the woman that he married. And this sparked a lot of discussion about the concept of for better or for worse in marriage. Let me start off by saying, we as women, we aren't honest, and we need to start having honest conversations about things, and we certainly don't give much room to the men in our lives to be honest about how they feel. So in this video, I want to have some real girl talk. Let me just say from the get-go, yes, marriage is supposed to be for better or for worse, and that's what we're told. But for better or for worse doesn't entitle you to choose to be worse. Look, the truth is men marry you because you possess a certain set of qualities or traits at the time that made them fall in love with you. So maybe you were health conscious, or maybe you were very ambitious, maybe you were God-fearing. Whatever it was something about you and the traits that you possess that made them say, this is the person I want to marry versus the person I want to date, or the person who I cannot see this working with. So one of the questions is, if you stop possessing those traits and think that he is supposed to still just be enamored with you without renegotiating the relationship, then that's probably an unrealistic look and view of relationships and marriages and happily ever after. Now, this doesn't mean that if he loved the fact that you were health conscious and you gained 10 pounds, that he should be headed out the door. But if he loved the fact that you were health conscious and that was something he was passionate about, and he liked you and wanted to marry you because he thought that this was something that the two of you could share, and you shared his passion, and then you turn around and gain 100 pounds, or you stop taking care of yourself, such that this is the new person that you've become, well, I don't think it's a surprise if he stops being enamored with you or interested in you. The truth is, relationships change every day, and you have to renegotiate the boundaries of that relationship. If you were ambitious and you wanted to conquer the world, but then later you guys have kids and you decide you want to be a stay-at-home mom, that requires a renegotiation of the relationship. The problem, as I see it, is that a lot of people make a unilateral change in the relationship. And so what happens is you go off and you unilaterally make this change, and this is who you are, and there was no opportunity to renegotiate the relationship. And guess what? Somebody's unhappy. And it's usually us as women. And this is important because women, we have a real bad habit of just saying, well, you're supposed to love us because that's what for better or for worse means. But you know what? I'm not sure that that's what the concept of for better or for worse means. Better or for worse doesn't mean that you just get to deliberately choose to be a worse person. I think of for better or for worse as, there are situations that arise that we have to work through together, but not you're supposed to love me, because that suggests that we have a sense of entitlement to love. But love, like anything else, has to be earned. Here are 3 things that I think that any of us can do to help make our relationships run smoother. 1, be authentic. Many people go into relationships pretending to be someone that they aren't. Women in particular, we think that we have to be someone to get a man to marry us. So if we know that a man likes a woman who's domestic and wants to cook, during our courtship, we may cook 7 days a week just to please him. And then after we get married, we ease up a bit and we may decide that, okay, I really don't like to cook. So now it's okay for me be who I am and only cook 2 or 3 times a week. And then we're wondering why our spouse is kind of surprised that, what happened? I thought you were a cook. And our response is, you're supposed to love me. But here's the thing. We weren't authentic, and it's natural for a person to assume they didn't get the full story before the marriage. So, my thing is, be authentic, be who you are. If you don't like to cook, say you don't want to cook. And then maybe you two together, if this is, what you decide that you want to do and you want to further the relationship, then you can negotiate the boundaries of what that means. But, you always have to be authentic and let people know who you are and what they're getting. After all, this is the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. So let them know who you are so that they know exactly what they're getting. This will save a lot of problems down the road. 2, remember, love is a choice. How you start the relationship out is how you're most likely going to end it up. Love is a choice, and every day your mate wakes up, he chooses to love you all over again. Love is not an entitlement. And I want to repeat that. Love is not an entitlement. This means you have to do your part to respect the marriage and to be all the things that you promised him that you would be. 3, be honest and communicate. I say this for last because this is probably the most critical factor to making any relationship or marriage work beyond love. The truth is, you have to be honest in your relationship. You have to communicate. Let your spouse or your partner know, what are your needs? What are your desires? What do you want? Be honest about that with him. And I would just say to us as ladies, your needs do not have to take a back seat to your marriage, but you have to communicate what it is you want and what it is you need. And I would just like to say, on this concept of honesty, women, please allow the man in your life to be honest with you. Men don't really feel like they have the opportunity or the environment to really be honest with you, because a lot of times when they're honest with us, we shut them down. I mean, we cry, we get angry, we become very judgmental. But if you truly want to have a very intimate and connected relationship with your spouse that where you can be honest and communicate, you need to give him the opportunity to be honest with you in a place that's free of judgment, fear, crying, and anger. So, these are the 3 things that I think are the key to any successful marriage.